Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'll be telling you my tips and predictions for round 7. If you would like me to add in some big calls for the games as well, please drop a like below, it will be greatly appreciated. Okay, so first game of the round is two bottom sides facing off on a Thursday night. Melbourne will be facing Richmond at the MCG at 7:30 PM Eastern Times. Now this game is a bit confusing. I'm sure I'm not the only one who wonders why these two teams are the ones facing off on a Thursday night. I'm also not the only one, I'm sure, that thinks this game could go either way. I think we are in for a ripper of a game, and no matter which team wins it, it should be only single digit points. Both of these teams are coming off an amazing round 6. They definitely surprised us all when Melbourne defeated the Dockers at the G and when Gold Coast were defeated by Richmond at Marvel Stadium. Both of those games were upsets, but in the end I think Melbourne will just get over the line and win by 7 points. On Friday we have a double Anzac Day clash, the first game being Collingwood playing Essendon at the MCG at 3:20 PM Eastern Times. Collingwood are coming off from a massive win against Brisbane Lions on Brisbane's own turf. This was a very surprising win. I didn't think that Collingwood would win by over 50 points as they won by 52 points. Essendon are coming off a very big scare from the West Coast Eagles. West Coast led for most of that game, then for Essendon to come back and tie it up at 3/4 time, and then they won it by 2 points. There were some really crappy calls throughout the game for both teams which could have cost it for either team. So with that being said, Collingwood are coming off a very strong game, while Essendon are coming off a very poor performance against a team that is most likely going to be the Wooden Spooners. I think that Collingwood will get a comfortable win of 47 points. In the second Anzac Day clash game is the Fremantle Dockers against the Adelaide Crows at Optus Stadium at 8:10 PM Eastern Time. As I mentioned earlier, the Dockers are coming off a shocking loss, so in this game they're going to come out firing. Adelaide Crows are coming off of a win. This win wasn't shocking at all. In fact, what was shocking was how low scoring the game was. Adelaide held Giants to 34 points, playing great defense, but Giants also held Adelaide to only 52 points in Adelaide's 18-point victory. In my opinion, this game should be the greatest game of the round. It should be constantly going back and forth, but I do think that Fremantle will just have the edge and pull away in the last quarter as the game is being played at Optus Stadium. I think that Fremantle will end up winning by 26 points. The first Saturday morning clash in the Anzac Day round is St Kilda playing against Brisbane Lions at Marvel Stadium at 1:20 PM Eastern Times. Both of these teams are coming off of some very big losses. St Kilda losing to Western Bulldogs by a whopping 71 points. And also Brisbane losing to Collingwood by 52 points. I think that both of these teams will be eager and hungry for the 4 points. This is where you need a team with experience, because a team with experience could have an advantage as they know how to play under pressure. So in this case, Brisbane should beat St Kilda over in Marvel Stadium by 37 points. The afternoon clash on the Saturday between Port Adelaide and North Melbourne has the potential to be a good game if North Melbourne can come out strong and tough, considering this is played at the Adelaide Oval. North Melbourne is coming off a demolition, so they would need to have their heads in the right spots. Port Adelaide is coming off an impressive win against Sydney in Sydney. I do think that North Melbourne will come out to play, but in the end I think that Port Adelaide will be the better side on the day, and they will win by 18 points. Playing in the Saturday night clash is the GWS Giants against the Western Bulldogs at 7:35 Eastern Times. This game is going to be played at Manuka Oval in Canberra. Giants have the most terrible game that I have seen them play this season against the Crows. To only put up 34 points and to be a top 8 contending side is disgraceful. They are going to come out to fight, we do know that. But on the other hand, the Western Bulldogs are coming off demolishing the Saints at Marvel. I don't think that the Western Bulldogs will know how hard the Giants are going to come out. So I think that the Giants will win this game by 21 points. The first game on the Sunday is Gold Coast playing Sydney Swans up at People First Stadium in Gold Coast at 1:15 PM Eastern Times. Both of these teams are coming off a very disappointing loss. Gold Coast should not have lost to Richmond, and Sydney shouldn't have only started to come back in the 4th quarter against Port Adelaide, because then it is too late. They need to show the fight from the start and not in the last quarter. I think this game will be a really good game. I think that Gold Coast will have an early lead, and in the second half, Sydney will slowly come back, but they won't be able to get the job done. The Gold Coast by 4 points. At 3:20 PM Eastern Times, Carlton will face off against the Mighty Cats. Geelong are coming off of a ripper of a game. That was the best game of the round to watch, by far, winning against Hawthorn by 7 points. And Carlton are coming off after destroying North Melbourne. Carlton have only been able to defeat teams who most likely will be in the bottom 4. I don't think that Carlton will have a chance against Geelong. I'm going Geelong by 53 points. And the last game of the round at 4:45 PM Eastern Times at Marvel Stadium is West Coast playing against Hawthorn. Hawthorn are coming off 2 losses in a row. To be honest, it kind of humbled the Hawks after their really good start. And West Coast are coming off a nail biter, but they couldn't get the job done. Fortunately for the Eagles, they actually played well for 4 quarters. Normally they only play for 1 half. That was a great improvement to see from them, but there isn't a world that I see the West Coast Eagles winning this game. As an Eagles fan, it is always hard to tip against them, but I'm going to tip Hawthorn by 64 points. Thank you guys for tuning in until the end of the video to hear my tips and predictions. If you want to see more videos like this, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe for more AFL content. I will see you in the next one.